This week's video expands on our solo travel series. Remember, in last week's video, we spoke about those 10 tips for solo travel. If you have seen it, then you will recall that one of those tips is for traveling as lightly as possible using a carry-on bag or carry-on luggage whenever possible. If you have not seen it, I've linked that video in the description bar below, so just head on down and click on that before or after you watch this video. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Lori and the channel is GlobeTrotterLori. Welcome to our teaching and learning community, where our goal is to motivate, educate, and inspire each other about all things travel related. So let's go ahead and get right into those tips. Tip number 1, choose the correct luggage or bag. Make sure that you check the airline requirements or criteria before you start to pack, before you start to do anything else, because in the US especially, we're a little bit more generous than in Europe or say Asia with the size of the carry-on luggage that we allow, and then the full price airlines are more generous than the budget priced airlines. So you want to make sure that you check and make sure that the size of the luggage that you're carrying on will be compliant with that airline. You want to choose lightweight luggage. You want to make sure that you choose something that has spinner wheels. I prefer to have something where I can wheel and put into the overhead compartment. I also will maybe sometimes carry on something light, but I don't want to overpack. I don't want a rucksack. I don't want a 50-pound bag on my shoulders. I want to be traveling and enjoying my travel as much as possible. So you want to consider lightweight travel, lightweight rolling luggage, spinners on your wheels. Those are 360 wheels where the bag can spin, makes it so much better. Okay, so that's the first tip. Choose your luggage correctly. Tip number 2, plan ahead for your outfits. You want to make sure that you check the typical weather for that week, for those days, for that weekend, what have you. I like to know the type of weather that is going to be occurring at the time that I travel. Some people are adventure seekers or adventure chasers. I'm a sun chaser, so I like areas that are sunny, that are warm mostly. Some areas it can't be avoided. So generally I will look for that kind of environment and for that kind of weather. But if you're planning, whatever you're planning for, whether you're planning for skiing and you need to make sure that there's going to be snow, or if it's going to be a rainy season that you're traveling, you need to make sure that you're planning outfits that are appropriate for the weather and also appropriate for the activities that you're planning for that trip. Try not to pack anything too flashy. Don't pack things that are just encased items, and by flashy I mean, for instance, when I went to Costa Rica, I was told that I should remove my gold jewelry. I had on gold hoops and gold rings and such, and it was recommended by the nice gentleman behind the counter in the lobby that I should remove my jewelry before going to walk around, because I would stick out and most likely make myself a target. So try not to pack anything too flashy, all of your designer items and such, because you don't want to make yourself a target, number 1. And number 2, you probably won't end up using all of those items, so try not to pack all of those just in case items. They just take up room and then you'll need extra luggage. You should create a checklist so that as you pack, you make sure that you have everything you need, but just those necessary items. People who don't have a checklist tend to also be overpackers. And then they just throw everything in the suitcase, throw everything in their backpack, and they end up not using those items anyway on their trip. Speaking of outfits, you want to try to plan a capsule wardrobe. If you've never heard the term before, here's a definition. I like to base my outfits from the bottom up. I like to plan my outfits based on the shoe that will go with that outfit. So because shoes are some of the bulkier and less squishable items in your wardrobe and in your luggage, then I choose my shoes wisely. Okay, which shoes can I use on this trip? And I don't throw 10 pairs of shoes in there because it'll take up a whole lot of room. Especially, I don't know, I'm just I wear smaller size shoes, but for those of you who wear larger size shoes, especially gentlemen, you know that just one pair of shoes can take up half of your luggage. So I choose my footwear very carefully and then plan my outfits around Another tip for creating a capsule wardrobe is to stick to a color palette, whether you're going to be doing browns, whether you're going to be doing blacks, whether you're going to be doing whites. You know, if you want to do like all white on your vacation, or if you want to do something maybe like all reds during your vacation, then it helps to have a color palette that you're working with, or all black, maybe, you know, New Yorker. Then you can have something as a basis for how you're going to plan your outfit. Tip number 5, you want to fold your items to go. Here's a pro tip. Fold them to go, roll them to return. If you need to, you can vacuum pack. Everyone always talks about vacuum packing your luggage and squishing everything down. Well, for those of you who know me, my least favorite chore is ironing. I hate ironing. I abhor ironing. I'd rather clean toilets all day than iron. So for me, I like to fold my clothing very neatly so that when I get there, they're not all wrinkled. I can just take them out, shake them out, you know, steam them, spray them, whatever, and get them ready to go. But when I'm returning, I don't care. So I'll roll them up tight. People talk about the brick method of folding and rolling your clothing and all of that. Well, there's so many different methods out there. You know, choose your poison. Take your pick and move ahead with that. So for me personally, I like to fold my clothing to travel to my destination, and then returning home, I roll them and stick them into any available space possible, into my shoes, into the corners, into all of that. And again, I can show you exactly what I mean. Tip number 6, use only travel size toiletries. Now this is one you've perhaps heard before multiple times. You don't need to have an entire bottle even of those travel size items. You can have even, say, little contact lens holders that you fill with your shampoos, with your foundation, with your all these different items. I mean, I love to have all of my familiar items with me when I travel, but I don't like for them to take a lot of unnecessary space. So we can go into what's in my toiletry bag. I have a link in the description bar to my Amazon travel list ideas, so go ahead and click on there and you'll see some of these items that I'm talking about. Just tons of ideas. I mean, it'll blow your mind what's out there that you can travel with that'll lighten your luggage. You can also use clear Ziploc bags to place some of your items into. I just use one clear bag, TSA approved, and that's it. 3 words, another pro tip that will change your life. Again, from the non-ironer, 3 words. Wrinkle release spray. Downy, Bounce, make the best. I personally, my brand of choice is Downy. But I travel with this because I literally, and you can ask the people who travel with me, I take my stuff out of my bag, take my clothing out and spray them even at home. Spray, spritz, 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 smooth it out, hang it up. I hang all of my things, done. Smooth it out, all the wrinkles, gone. Now, it'll be a little bit harder if you're trying to smooth out, say, silk or linen. Yeah, your miles may vary with that, but I don't use a lot of those items for the very specific reason that I do not like to iron. And as a bonus, your wrinkle release spray will also refresh your clothing. So if you have, say, 6 outfits that you've planned for a 3-day trip, and you have a certain number of items that you're going to mix and match, well, in between the time that you wear those items, you can spritz it with the wrinkle release spray, and it'll also deodorize your clothing so you have fresh clothing for the next time you wear it. So you don't have to necessarily launder as much. Pro tip number 8, pack reusable shopping bags. If you've traveled to different states, or perhaps in your state, you already know that it may cost a little bit extra when you go shopping because you have to pay for that shopping bag. You have to pay for that grocery bag. You have to pay for, even when you go to the clothing store, you have to pay for the shopping bag at the clothing store. When I travel, I like to bring a reusable bag, a reusable tote, because it helps to go to the grocery store. I like to purchase the local chocolates or the local fruit or the local. I like to eat and experience what the locals experience whenever I travel, not just stay at a resort. So for me, going to the supermarket, going to the drugstore is a great experience, and I get to experience things like the locals do. If you travel to Europe, you will know for sure that you have to bring your own grocery bags. If you're still here and enjoying the video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Like the video, which shows other people that the video is something that is valuable, that they may want to get, they may want to get on board and look at it. If also you have not already subscribed, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Click on that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. Tip number 9, maximize your under seat storage. Most airlines allow you to have a personal item. I use a backpack or a tote with a zipper on top. And I will place in that personal item that goes under the seat things that I need to reach during the flight, and things that if it's in that rolling suitcase that I have, if that is checked at the gate, if sometimes you get on the plane and they say all the overhead space is taken, you have to gate check. Annoying, I know, but pack your medicines in that bag. Pack your devices, your necessary devices, whether it's your TENS unit, your EpiPen, your inhaler, your laptop for a presentation that you're making at the end of your trip, what have you, things that you cannot afford to be delayed or to lose when you get to your destination. So your medicines, your devices, your chargers, your sanitizers, your masks, your gum, your moisturizer, your makeup bag, a little makeup bag if you need to refresh. I like to also pack in that bag when it's a trip longer than 4 hours. For me, I like to pack compression socks. I like to pack hand glove moisturizers, because the air on the airplane can be very drying. So I'll have moisturizer for my face, I have moisturizing gloves for my hands, and I'll have moisturizing socks for my feet that I'll put on. It's just like a nice little treat, so that when I get to my destination and I take these gloves off and I take these socks off, I just feel comfortable and soft and moisturized and just extra baby soft. Tip number 10, use a luggage strap. The strap can come in handy for 2 reasons. It can help to compress your luggage so that it meets the size guidelines if you have to put it into one of those size checkers at the gate. Another benefit of using the luggage strap is that it helps to quickly identify your luggage when you go to claim it. If, say for instance, it had to be gate checked, it's easier to see which is yours. Or if you're going into the overhead bin and there are 2 black suitcases, I don't know why everyone gets black suitcases for some reason. Pick something that's a little bit different so that you can identify it. But what say if someone else has the same one that you do? Well, yours will have that bright colored strap around it, or that unique strap around it, maybe with your name written on it, where you can easily identify your own. So that's it. Those are the 10 tips for packing lightly and using a carry-on only item, carry-on only plus a personal item if at all possible. So share this video with the overpackers in your life. Be sure to share this video with the travelers in your life, and comment down below on the other kinds of videos that you would like to see. This video is a direct result of someone else commenting on last week's video about what to pack or how to pack. Until next time, remember, value experiences over things, because travel is the only thing you purchase that makes you richer. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.